Hello and welcome back to EUC in Austin. This is Rachel, and I wanted to share a video with you at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in Visalia. This is the parking lot. This was over the summer in 2023, and as I record this, it is actually January 2024. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I'm just getting back to getting these videos from our summer vacation in California. So here we are in the parking lot. It is a very nice place to ride if you're looking for a place to ride, a family-friendly place to ride. Here's the entrance portion. There is no entrance fee. It's pretty much go at your own risk. There's some maps here on the left and the right. And I just have to be careful here near the gate. So here is the main trail of our Visalia trip. Again, EUC in Austin. And there are our friends, actually. Our friends came with us because we did a very big trip to Sequoia National Park. And they've decided to walk this 300-acre preserve. There's our friends. And just a note about our friends, they were actually the ones we visited in our Redlands video for EUC in Austin, if you do want to check that out. So this is just a very large, I guess, public and nice preserve to do a hike. This is out in California. This was during the summertime. You know, it was hot at one point. I think we started kind of in the morning time here. It is a very nice day. I am riding on the main trail, so you can actually go, and there is a home there on the left. I don't know if that's the caretaker home, but as you can see, there's some ash here on the left. They burn parts of it because they don't want it to get too tall with the brush and have brush fires and all that. So I'm going along the main trail here, and here are some picnic tables here on the left. I'm giving you a tour. And if you go in that area, it's actually a nice place to visit if you visit the Sequoia National Park. Here are the restrooms here on the left. One note, if you go, the restroom, since it's kind of out there, it is actually it does not have indoor plumbing, so it's kind of like a porta potty. So be sure to bring plenty of wipes if you go to this Kaweah Oaks Preserve. Now, this is in the Visalia area, but it's actually in Exeter, California, if you want to look it up. But I'm here on the main trail, and usually you see my husband and my daughter in these videos. They actually went ahead of me, and yeah, it is very super sandy here, so you got to be careful because the electric unicycle, it does not do well in the sand to get that traction, or the one that I have. But at the point of this video, I am actually looking for my husband and my daughter, because they rode ahead of me since I was putting on all of my camera gear in the parking lot. So I told them, just go ahead and I will catch up with y'all. And so at this point of the video, I'm in Kaweah Oaks Preserve and I am looking for them. On this trip, we brought our smaller wheels. So I'm on the InMotion V8S, which I believe it's 30 pounds. It's super light. My husband's on the Pagode MCM version 2 mountain climber wheel, which is very light as well too. And my daughter is on her Pagode M10 in this video. So we have our small wheels, which are portable, our electric unicycles, when we go on trips, when we go on vacation. If we would just want a lighter wheel, just got to watch out here. There's sand, there's loose sand. So this is not entirely paved like a trail. There's just a lot of sand here, so I just have to be careful. So you'll see in the videos where I get off of the electric unicycle and I may have to walk it. Same thing with my daughter and my husband as well too. But like I said, we brought our portable wheels on our trip to Sequoia National Park, and this is just one of the sites that we are seeing on our trip at Sequoia National Park. So I'm just kind of continuing on. And again, if you have any questions about the electric unicycle, about any of these places that we do visit in our videos, feel free to drop a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you have. But yes, it's been a while since I've gone and done these videos. Just life has happened. Unfortunately, my husband had gotten injured on our trip in California, so we had to go through the entire recovery process, and I probably will talk more about it in these California videos. So unfortunately, sometimes these things happen, but good thing is that we were, close by. Family was close by. Hospital was close by. It did not happen in the Sequoia area when on our trip here in Sequoia National Park. It actually happened in the city where we had family when we had visited Orange County, California, because our family is actually in Orange County. So anyways, wanted to just share this video with you, and we're just kind of continuing on. I do not see them. Oh, there they are. They're way back there. And as you see this video, you're seeing some ash and burnt on the left and the right. That's just one of those things that they do here at the preserve, and I believe it is just to avoid having brush fires. They just burn some of the brush when it gets too long. But this is a pretty large preserve. Our friends decide to do hiking. Yeah, it's burned right there, and walking this, but we decide to ride it because, as a rider of an electric unicycle or any type of electric vehicle, you just get to see more because you are on a vehicle, but it's a personal electric vehicle. So, because it is pretty big, it's 300 acres of this Kaweah Oaks Preserve. So, as you can see, I'm trying to avoid some of these areas where it's patchy here with the dirt, with the sand. And there is my husband right here. He is coming towards me on his mountain climber bago. There's my daughter. I did find them. And what I'm going to do at this point of the video is I'm going to go all the way towards the end because I do want to get this footage. So they went back the other way, and then I'm going to turn around. But I want to get to the end so that you can see this for the video. Here are some hikers here with their dog, and animals are actually allowed here. If you have, an animal, you want to take them, just make sure you do pick up, after your pet. But it seems like they are allowed here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in Exeter, in the Visalia area, California. So it's just a really nice, just a quick place to visit. And if you want to do a hike, if you want to ride, we rode our electric unicycles. I didn't see anyone on a bike here. I think it would be very hard with it being sandy. But again, this was our first time. So we were the only ones, pretty much, we were the only ones there with a couple of other people. So it's really nice. I believe we went on a weekday during the summertime in the morning. And here I am. Here's the highway. I believe this is the 198 here. And this is kind of the end of the line here. So I'm going to stop. And here I'm pointing out it's time to turn back. California 198 highway here. And I'm going to take some pictures here for a moment. and do some video on my phone, because I've got my phone to do pictures and additional video, as well as, you know, the footage that I'm filming through my GoPro Hero 8. And I've mentioned having I'm taking photos, a GoPro Hero 8 to do these videos. And the GoPro, if you have any questions, just let me know. It is really good in the daylight, during, you know, the day hours, but it's not so good at night. It's not very good as a nighttime camera, because when I use my GoPro Hero 8 at night, it tends to be grainy. Okay, so I'm done taking photos with my phone, taking additional video footage, and I'm being very careful here because there's loose sand. And I'm going back. Now in this area, there is actually a lot of ant hills as well too. So I am being extra careful in this area here, going extra slow and just kind of taking my time, because the last thing I want to happen is for me to have an accident, me to fall and hurt myself. And, you know, it is hot. So I do have, you know, my helmet on, my wrist guards, you know, at a minimum, but I don't have some of the additional armor and padding, you know, on me. I am walking my EUC here. And, you know, you do want to have armor and padding as much as you can, but sometimes just when it's hot like this, you know, it's kind of hard to wear all that. Now it is January 2024, so it's the winter months, so it's easier to have those types of things. But, you know, just be cautious, just be careful. At least at a minimum, have your wrist guards, have your helmet when you're riding electric unicycle or electric vehicle. I am balancing myself. I'm going super slow here, but I am a conservative rider. So I'm not a fast rider. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Like, what kind of rider are you? Are you a fast rider? Are you a conservative rider? Because if you are a fast rider, you definitely want to armor up at all times, whether it's hot. I know it's hard to do that, or cold, or the temperatures, because you are going at those fast speeds. And the faster you go, the less control you may have. And, you know, there's just so many things that can happen. So just be aware of that. So here I am. I'm going back. As you can see, there's some burnt here on the left and then also the right. And it's just a really nice preserve. I believe there's other preserves in the area, but this was a big one. And one of the spots we wanted to visit that was on the sightseeing list of things to do in the Visalia area. And Visalia, it's like a really small town feel, and it's really nice. And I don't know if it's because, you know, we went, you know, during the week, but it was really nice. This was in June last year of 2023, towards the third or fourth week of June, on our Sequoia National Park trip. And it's a really nice area. And, you know, it's in California. And we are originally from Southern California. So just taking the trip all the way up here to the Visalia area in the Sequoia National Park area, it was kind of nice to see. It's not that far. I believe it's about 3 hours away from Yosemite, but we didn't want to go to Yosemite and Sequoia National Park. It's just too much. So we may have to hit Yosemite, visit Yosemite at another time, and definitely plan a trip there to bring our daughter, because she has not been to Yosemite. So here are some hikers here on the right. Usually in these videos I say pedestrians, but since we're kind of in an enclosed area, I'm just going to use the word hikers, because they are hiking and our friends are hiking at this point, and they've got their dog with them here on the right, which is really nice. Everyone was very friendly in Visalia, at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve, at some of the restaurants that we went in downtown Visalia. It was very nice, friendly, family atmosphere. So we really enjoyed our stay in the Visalia area. So if you have any questions about the area, about Sequoia National Park, definitely drop me a comment below and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you have. I wanted to really take some footage at Sequoia National Park, but as an electric unicycle rider, we could only ride on the roads, and the roads were very busy with cars, very windy. It, we did see some bike riders there, but with our daughter and it being, the elevation being higher and the roads being windy, my husband felt it just wasn't safe for us to ride the electric unicycle the way that we wanted to ride the electric unicycle. And so the rule was if cars could go on the road, then you can ride your vehicle on the road, your personal vehicle, whether it's a bike or an electric vehicle. But unfortunately, I did not get any footage in terms of riding footage for the channel. So this is pretty much what I could do for our Visalia trip. All right, here we are. Here, as you can see, it's very, very sandy. I got to be very careful. There is my husband and there is my daughter. We're just exploring. And it is 300 acres, the entire thing, but there's just so much we could explore. We could explore more on these trails. So this video is actually going to be a shorter video than usual, because we did this very quickly because we were on our electric unicycle. There's my husband, my daughter going through this gate, just being very careful here, having my husband mount. There's my daughter, and then I've got holding the gate open here, and then we are on this trail. And I really like this because one thing, with the trails, I like having that enclosed area, kind of like you're in a forest. So, and there are a few trails we've done. Most of the trails, they're very open, but having, like, especially this area here, the area that I was just in, it was very open, but there are parts where it's kind of enclosed here, and the trees actually are overlap, so which I appreciate. So it's very nice, and this is before 12 noon, before lunchtime. It's super fun doing some off-roading here. I really like this, and just got to be careful. But it's just really fun. We don't go at high speeds when we, off-roading, ride our electric unicycles. We're not, speed riders, very conservative. And even, there's my daughter. She just got to be careful right there. And I stay a safe distance behind my daughter. Oh, there are holes here. There's a lot of gopher holes here. So my daughter's trying to avoid these gopher holes, and then here going around the tree. She is a very conservative rider, just like me. But ever since my husband had his accident, he's doing great now. He's fully recovered. In the summer, because it is winter time right now, he has taken that extra precaution, being very careful. If he thinks he needs to get off the wheel and walk something because of the terrain, he will get off of it now. So, these things happen. It's just like riding a bike. You get injured, same thing. I'm just glad that he is okay and we were able to get him safely to a hospital facility, and he is fully recovered now. So I'm going to be able to do more of these videos moving forward. And if you've ever been to Visalia, if you've ever been to the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in Exeter, which is in the Visalia area, let me know. Let me know your experience. Let me know your thoughts on the preserve, your thoughts on the area. I'd love to hear any stories you'd like to share of your experiences in this area. Here we are. We are actually now on the main path, and we're just doing some exploring because at this point, our friends, the ones that were in the Redlands video in our EUC in Austin, they are, here's the bathrooms here on the right-hand side. They are still doing their hiking. So, I mean, at this point, we've gone through the majority of the trails. I mean, we did the main path. And so now we're doing just these side trails here for the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in Exeter. So we're going here to, I believe this is going to be a stage area. So maybe sometimes they have talks, I'm not sure. And we are going to just kind of take a break here, just get some water because it is getting hot actually. And then we're going to continue on by my husband's turning off his wheel, and so is my daughter. And this is going to be our short rest stop, getting some water here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. Now we're at the stage here. There's a stage area, and we are done with our short water break. Be sure when you do ride on electric unicycle, here's a stage area, personal electric vehicles, to always bring water with you. You want to keep hydrated. And also if you want snacks, you know, I have a daughter, so she does get hungry after these rides or even during the rides. So now they went ahead, so because I actually had to put my GoPro back on, so, and my gear, so I am trying to find them again. And this is the second time I'm trying to find them. It's not going to be hard to find them. And there's the bathrooms here on the left. Again, it's porta potty style, so make sure you bring lots of wipes if you do come to this Kaweah Oaks Preserve to either to visit or hike or to, you know, ride your bike, ride your personal electric vehicle. And if you're listening to this and you've actually gone here and ridden an electric unicycle or a personal electric vehicle here, I'd love to hear your experience. Oh, that branch was in the way. You got to be careful. I got to be careful when you're riding. And one of the things, yeah, if you ride too fast, I've heard stories where like tree branches have poked people, you know, in the face, and people have gotten injured because they're riding so fast. So just be careful. And if you are going at those high speeds, definitely need to have more protection. You know, there's some people that they have it's kind of like a motorcycle style helmet where the entire face is covered. You know, we're not there yet because we don't go at high speed. So I just take the precaution. I be very careful. This is an interesting area. If you see here, this tree on the left, I am taking a picture of this tree here. And I'm going to stop, and I basically got off the wheel. And anytime you see me standing there, and I'm taking a picture with my phone, and then now I'm kind of continuing on. It's kind of an interesting area just to kind of be one with nature and to just kind of step back and get away from the city and be, you know, in nature, because, you know, living in the city, we don't see this every single day. And again, there's too much sand here in this area. So I got off the electric unicycle and I'm walking my electric unicycle. And again, I am riding the InMotion V8S. It's an older wheel, but it's great. It's only 30 pounds. And it's great for portability. Okay, there is some smoke right there. I believe something is getting burned. There's a lot of ash here. I think that's ash on the left. So there's some areas that just continue to be burned just because, you know, California with wildfires, they don't want anything to happen like that. So my husband and my daughter at this point in the video, they got off the wheel, and we're just doing some exploring. I'm actually walking my wheel right now and just kind of seeing this, I guess taking a quick break here, this walking around this area that's there's smoke here coming out, I believe, out of that log. So just kind of, going through all of this and taking things in at this point in the video, taking pictures, being one with nature, because at this point our friends are still hiking. That log is on fire. Okay, it is the log. The smoke is coming from that log. But at this point, again, we are texting our friends to see where they're at with their hike, or if, they want us to wait for them. Because I think at this point of the video, we've done pretty much the majority of the areas where we can ride with the paths. Okay. We've already done the main path. It's been quick. And so there's just these smaller paths for us to visit. Now, at this point in the video, I am noticing this tree, and I'm noticing are those limes on the tree. So we're going to take a closer look. Here's my husband on the electric unicycle at these. I thought they were limes, but he's pointing out to me that they could actually be, and I'm going closer, they could actually be, he thought they were almonds at this point of the video. But then I thought maybe they're walnuts because of the shape of the, and now my husband is doing a Google lens on that because of the shape of it. It looked like almonds. They were green, so they haven't fallen off yet. But we're figuring this is some kind of a nut tree. So whether it be almonds or walnuts, but it definitely is a nut tree, I'm pretty sure here. And I'm taking pictures at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. My husband is looking it up through his Google lens. So, and I'm just taking some more additional video footage here, right here. So it's kind of cool, if this is a walnut or an almond tree, very cool to see. You don't see that every day in real life. Okay, so we're identifying these nuts here, and this is another rest stop. And we are done in this area. We are ready to ride. Again, just being very careful, being very mindful of the terrain, the, patches of sand. If, it's too sandy, like my daughter there, she's just getting off the wheel and just rolling the wheel. It is super sandy in this area. And then also just being mindful of the trees and the tree branches. And one of the things, when it gets too hot, especially in the humid areas, there tends to be lots of bugs. I cannot tell you how many times we've ridden, especially here in Texas, that there have been bugs that get in my face. And, at that point, I should be wearing my goggles. I tend to not like to wear goggles or sunglasses, even sunglasses. Like, I don't like having my face covered. I do have a helmet, but I don't like to have it covered because I want to be able to see where I'm riding, And here's some hikers here with their stroller. They're just kind of saying, oh, that's pretty cool. What is that? We get it all the time. And I'm surprised in California that people kept asking us what our vehicles were. We would think that people would know what they were, but it's not. I guess the electric unicycle, it hasn't caught up. It's not mainstream. More people are more familiar with e-bikes or even the one-wheel electric skateboard. So when they see the electric unicycle, they're like, oh, that's really cool. What is that? So I found that I've had to explain myself a lot of times in California. So who knows? You watching this channel, maybe you'll help spread the word about the electric unicycle. Okay, so we are continuing to move on here. Again, we are doing our family group ride here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in the Visalia area. It's specifically in Exeter, California, and it's just a really nice day. I believe we got here early in the morning, and we are going to spend time here until, I believe, until about noonish, and then we're going to go into the town of Visalia to have lunch. And it was really nice eating in the town in Visalia. There's a lot of different types of restaurants there. Very kid friendly, very family friendly. And, you know, again, this is 300 acres, this Kaweah Oaks Preserve. And, you know, budget friendly as well, too, in Visalia. So our friends are actually still hiking. So at this point of the video, we are continuing to, you know, ride here on our ride here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in Visalia. So my husband's saying, well, that's about it. That is the end of, you know, what we can ride. So we are just basically just continuing to ride as much as we can. As you can see, there are some gopher holes. There are a lot, actually, of gopher holes on the ground. So we just need to kind of, you know, be careful of that. So, but he's telling me, you know, we've pretty much explored pretty much all we can at this Kaweah Oaks Preserve on these trails. Again, just be mindful of the sand, be mindful of, you know, the ant hills, the gopher holes. My husband is pointing. I believe this is the parking lot. Yes, we are back. We are actually back at the parking lot. So we've pretty much at this point done what we can in terms of riding these trails at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. So at this point, we are going to do a little bit more riding. Yeah, this is, I'm pointing out, yep, that's the parking lot. And this is kind of pretty much where we started. If you remember at the beginning of the videos, we are going to head to the picnic tables over there. And I think at this point in the video, I'm trying to figure out where our friends are. They are still hiking at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. It's pretty hard to get lost here. I mean, if you go during the daytime, you should be fine. Okay, watch out for potholes. Yeah, it's not completely flat here because it is sandy, because there are ant hills, because there are gopher holes. So just be mindful if you do come here and you ride your personal electric vehicle. Again, there's that house there on the left. I'm thinking that's a caretaker's home for the preserve, but like I said in the beginning of the video, there's no entrance fee and there's no parking fee. It's pretty much go in at, you know, yourself. You give yourself the tour. I did not see a tour guide of any sorts. So here my husband is pointing out going to the picnic tables, and we are just going to, I believe, maybe stop here for a little while and underneath the shade just for another quick break. So yes, we are waiting for our friends, so probably get some water, just break. And now my husband wants to, after we've, you know, had our water, we are ready to go. I believe this is almost the end of the video here, the end of our ride. My daughter is getting hungry because it's getting close to lunchtime. So we're just kind of, you know, we've done this before. We're kind of doing a little bit more riding so that our friends can continue to hike and enjoy this. Yes, if you like this video, please like and please subscribe to our channel, EUC in Austin. Again, this is a family-friendly channel of our rides as a family. And we do focus in the Austin area. We are local, but we also have videos of places that we visit on our vacations, like here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in California. We have some other videos, like I had mentioned, our friends in Redlands. We had a video of the Redlands trip as well, too. And then other videos we had on the channel. We did one where we went to, I believe it was the Salt Creek Beach Trail in Orange County, and then one where we went on campus to UC Irvine, because me and my husband, we are alumni of UC Irvine. We are, from the Orange County area. We have family in that area. But in any case, we're just kind of continuing on here during the, trip to the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. And at this point, this is pretty much the end of the video here. And I really hope you enjoy these videos. Like and subscribe our channel, EUC in Austin, and I really hope that, you've enjoyed this video. We are trying to figure out here, where should we go? We're choosing a path here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. My husband has chosen a path, because there's some times where we would choose a path and then we'd have to go back. So the maps were at the beginning of the entrance, but we're just doing exploring, and we're ready to ride. It's not hard to get lost here on an electric unicycle because things are paved. So that's just one thing that's good. And then to also keep in mind, doing this hiking, I would just be very mindful. Maybe bring some kind of compass or program on your phone in terms of compass. This area is a marsh here. So I believe this area kind of got flooded here on the left. So we're kind of checking this out, because this is one area I guess since we took the other path, we haven't explored yet. So my husband just wanted to check this out while we are waiting for our friends to finish hiking, because they did say they want to do a good amount of hiking here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. So we're getting off the wheel. My husband's getting off his wheel. My daughter's off her wheel in this area that is flooded. It is a marshy area here. And I believe, this is a flooded area. That the water, my husband was saying that the water was coming from a river. I believe he was saying that it looked like it was coming from some type of river or water source here. So I'm just kind of looking here in this flooded area at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. Well, we checked it out. We are heading back. So basically we turned around. We are backtracking. There is the flooded area on the right-hand side, and we are going back. We were able to, check that out. So now we are continuing on. We are headed back to see what else we can explore while we do wait for our friends to actually finish their hike. I think I've been text messaging them back and forth as we ride here on these trails. So I think at this point, I'm just waiting to hear back from them to see, where they're at with their hiking, and if they're still hiking or if they're finished hiking. And I just kind of told them, we're just doing some exploring here. Okay. Now we are making a right turn here, and we're just kind of continuing on here on this path. Again, it is sandy in some areas, too much sand. And there's the marsh again on the right-hand side. And I believe this is the area where we see a lot of water. And yes, there are a lot of rocks here. So my husband thought it'd be safer to just get off the wheel and walk the electric unicycle. So here we are getting back over from the rocks, and he is mounting up on his electric unicycle, and my daughter is going to follow him on her small one. That's a really nice unicycle that she has, that M103, that small one, very portable, and we are ready to ride. The M103 is very small. Like if you are at a conference and you need to get from the parking lot to the conference center, is very nice to have. You could actually put that M103, Bagode M103, in your backpack. It is a very small wheel that my daughter's riding. It's comes in very handy. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. But here we go. I guess my husband needed to avoid that patchy area of sand. We are continuing along here with this marshy, flooded area here on the right-hand side for our ride at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve in Visalia, in the Visalia area. Again, it's specifically in Exeter if you wanted to look this up on the map. So it's a really nice place to just kind of visit, be one with nature, whether you're on the electric unicycle or personal vehicle, or if you just decide to walk it. But it is a lot of walking. Our friends had told us after the hike it is a lot of walking. So it'd be hard to just hike this in one sitting. You know, you don't want to spend all day here. So it's really nice. So anyways, we are kind of continuing on, moving on, here, and just kind of, taking in nature. I love how the trees actually surround us in this area instead of it being so open. But I love having the trees. I mean, it's not in all parts of this Kaweah Oaks Preserve. Just having those trees with the overhang, it's really nice. So again, if you do like this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel, EUC in Austin. And if you know anyone who may be interested in our channel, may be interested in checking out our videos, please let them know. Please share our channel with family and friends and anyone you think who may be interested in watching our videos, our trail rides, our group rides as a family to, specific areas where we ride. And I'm pointing out here the water, the amount of water here on the right is definitely coming from a water source. And you see there on the right, there is a ton of water there, shooting water, that maybe this is just the way for them to keep it hydrated. The entire Kaweah Oaks Preserve. And I believe my husband said it was coming from some type of water source. And it could be a river that is close by that is getting funneled in. So he is pointing here to me on where this water is coming from. As you can see, there's a long tube there, and he's telling me that it's actually river water. So there is possibly a source here of water from the river. I believe there is actually a river in the town of Visalia, and we're just doing some exploring. I can't think of the name of the river at the top of my head, but I do believe there's a river trail, and I do have footage of that trail, which I'll be working on. I think it'll be my next video, because I do want to do the videos of our trip in Visalia. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage from Sequoia National Park, but I believe we did we're turning back now, do a video. It was a trail along the river. So I will definitely have footage of that, probably my next video here for EUC in Austin. Okay, so we checked that out, and so now we are just backtracking here, going back. I believe at this point of the video, I'm trying to check in with our friends to kind of see where they're at with their hike. It's getting close to lunchtime, so my daughter is probably getting hungry at this point. You know, we've been riding for a while, and we've pretty much covered the majority of the park, of the Oaks Preserve here in Visalia. And my husband is just, I think he's mapping things out in terms of, you know, which trail should we take. So we're going to be taking this trail here because there's the main road, and then there's a bunch of small trails, you know. So here again, we've got to watch out for gopher holes here and just be very careful. I did not see a gopher. If you have questions about that, I did not see a gopher, but I saw a ton of gopher holes. So they definitely live here at the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. But in terms of any other animals, no, I didn't see any animals in the preserve. We just saw a lot of anthills and gopher holes. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you come here for a hike, if you come here for a bike ride, if you take your electric vehicle with you. And if you're watching this and you do ride an electric vehicle or even an electric unicycle, let me know in the comments what you ride. I'd be very interested to hear what you ride as a personal electric vehicle. If you do have an electric unicycle, yeah, there's a lot of holes. Let me know which one you have and how you like it. And again, if you have any questions at all about electric unicycles or about any of the places that we ride as a family in these videos, definitely drop me a comment below and I'll be sure to get back with you. Happy to answer any types of questions that you have. Okay, here is my husband here, and he's trying to navigate this area. Again, we just need to be very careful here because there's a lot of gopher holes, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of brush. The terrain, it's not concrete, it's not completely flat, okay? So now we're having some off-roading fun here and going through this trail. And I'm pointing out that I believe we've already been at this part. I mean, this tree looks very familiar. I think, we're trying to get through all this brush here. We were just on the other side of it, but it looks very familiar. This tree, I believe this is the area where possibly the nut tree is as well too. So I'm just kind of pointing that out to my husband and my daughter. So in any case, we are continuing on, moving on here, and trying to figure out which trail to, you know, what area to go for this trail. So we're just kind of continuing on. Yes, that is the walnut tree. I am pointing it out. We were here before. This is the walnut tree. So as you can see, we've done pretty much the majority of the Kaweah Oaks Preserve. Oh, got a duck here. And it's funny because a lot of times, like sometimes I'm not thinking about that and the branches just hit my GoPro because my GoPro is on top of my helmet. So I've got to, it's great just rewatching these videos and doing the commentary. So I've got to go back and remember when I ride, and I don't do this all the time, that there's a camera sitting on top of my helmet. So when I see these trees and these tree branches, I've got to duck lower than if I didn't have a camera on my head. So that's just something that I need to be mindful of as a rider. And here we're getting past this terrain. We are going back here. And I'm trying to figure out, is there a path here? I guess this is a path. It just doesn't look from my angle, and we are just being very careful. This is some major off-roading we're doing in this part, and just taking our time, being slow about things. And I think, I want to say we're kind of taking a shortcut to get back where we started, because this doesn't look familiar to me, and it is very hard terrain actually. So we're off the main path. We're trying to get back to the main path because, oh, yay, we're going down. It's like a little roller coaster. I love having those little moments when you're riding and you're doing it downhill. Not so steep, and it feels like a little roller coaster. Those are my small thrills that I have riding the electric unicycle with my husband and my daughter. So we're kind of continuing on here to, finish off, I guess, the areas that we have not explored, because this actually looks all new to me, but it seems like we are backtracking here. We just need to be careful of the sand, careful of the holes, careful of all this brush here. And I will say, for the most part, I did enjoy this Kaweah Oaks Preserve and our trip in Visalia, because we stayed in Visalia. Our main purpose was to visit the Sequoia National Park. And so we had days, oh, we're getting off here. My husband is trying to get around the brush. Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want that brush in your wheel. I've had it before. So we are walking the electric unicycle. But like I said, our main purpose was to visit the Sequoia National Park. But we wanted to see the other sites of Visalia as well too. So the Kaweah Oaks Preserve was a place that we visited. I think my husband is doing something with his wheel right now. And then we did, I believe it was a river trail, some type of river trail, and I have footage on that. We did a river trail, which was nice to ride alongside the river. It was very nice. And then, we just visited downtown Visalia and Sequoia National Park, and it was nice. It was very nice. But now we are ready to go. We are continuing on. And me growing up in California, my husband growing up in California, we're both from Southern California. I believe he could have visited Sequoia National Park, but I don't think I've ever been to Sequoia National Park as a kid. I definitely know I visited Yosemite National Park, the big national parks, which we do want to take our daughter to, but I don't think I ever went to Sequoia National Park, and it's a smaller version of Yosemite, but it has its own, trees. Those big sequoia trees. It's very nice. It's very nice. I'd say, between that and Yosemite is like a big one. It's going to be big. It's going to be crowded versus Sequoia National Park. It was really nice. I really did enjoy it. One thing that it was unfortunate that the shuttle service, because some of the roads were washed away, I guess there was some flooding, that we actually had to take a car up because the shuttle service was not working. So be sure to check the shuttle service if you go to visit Sequoia National Park, because that is like the main way to get there. So we actually had to drive there, which was kind of scary because it's at a specific elevation level and, it's very curvy. So yeah, pretty crazy driving to Sequoia National Park. It took us, I believe, a couple hours to get there from Visalia. We just had to be careful because it was super windy. Versus if we took the shuttle service, it's just a matter of just riding the shuttle service, and that's the main way people get there. But yeah, but it was nice. I mean, I believe because of that, maybe it was less crowded as well too. We are all done here with the trail. So if you have any questions again about Kaweah Oaks Preserve, let me know. Thank you so much for continuing to watch our videos, EUC in Austin, and we are pretty much done at this point. So we are going to go have lunch in town with our friends who I believe at this point of the video, they are done with their hike. So we are just making our way to the parking lot so that we can meet them. And then we were actually going to take them to that river trail that we did, I believe, the day before. But they're hungry. My daughter's hungry. And this is pretty much the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching this video, EUC in Austin, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.